Hey Group 2, I just watched y'all's video about the Marzano text, and I think y'all had some awesome discussions going on. I just wanted to kind of touch base with each of you and what I felt stuck out to me and what you were saying. Eric, I completely agree with you that the test questions that take more time to grade are actually really important because they do measure the content and what students really know versus fill in the blank or multiple choice, because it really requires those students to use their high order thinking skills to answer those questions thoroughly. And although, yes, it's frustrating that they take more time to grade on the teacher's end, I feel as though I agree with you in the fact that they do measure content a little bit more appropriately. Tiffany, I agree with you about the weight of different assessments and rubrics and how it's so important to compare apples to apples, and how we need to, I like the way y'all use the word calibrate, our rubrics and our test questions and quizzes, so that we can compare data accurately across the board of each student. Because if one thing weighs, more heavily than the other, is the data that we're collecting really very accurate? It's important to definitely think about the weight of everything. So I liked how you pointed that out. Rebecca, I also love your idea of team calibrating, because you made a good point about how, different teachers on the same team, while they're teaching the same content, their focus area is all on different aspects of the content. And so, like you were saying, the issue with that is that if the teachers aren't on the same page, when the students go on to the next grade level and they're all split up in different classrooms, the kids aren't on the same page either, and that's a problem, especially when you're comparing data across the board in a grade level. So it's important that, teachers collaborate and talk about the way they're weighing different assignments, different objectives that they're teaching, so that everyone's kind of on the same page and they're comparing apples to apples instead of, everything being different across the board. So I liked how you pointed that out. Jesse, I think it's important to give students an opportunity to talk through and demonstrate what they know, like you were saying, instead of just giving them a test. If you walk over to them and talk to them and, ask them questions, they're going to talk through and show you they really do know what they're talking about, especially if they can demonstrate it, like you were saying in science. And I agree with you that discussions like those do encourage students to use higher order thinking skills versus just, hey, can you bubble in this multiple choice test or this matching test? And then Bobby, I liked how you pointed out that the football example in the book was awesome to use for students, and how it's important that we try to give our students different things that are outside of school to connect with within their education. And so it's important to incorporate that in our different assignments or assessments, so that they're making those connections and using their 21st century skills. Overall, I think your group did an awesome job. You guys had some awesome discussions, and I hope you have a great week. And happy 4th of July.